like 100 miles. I'm gonna whistle out.
Bonjour everyone, welcome back. My name is Cyril. I have been a stem cell researcher for quite some time, and this is why I can tell you about the science that is behind skincare ingredients. For today's video, I want to talk about acne anti-aging in your 30s. So I wanted to dedicate a video about acne and also anti-aging in your 30s because this is definitely a subject that is not talked a lot. I have actually never seen a video that tackle both of the problem. And this is very problematic because when you reach your 30, this is also the moment when you start to have the first sign of aging. And obviously you want to tackle the first sign of aging and also, if possible, to get rid of some of the acne. So before I dive into the subject, I just want to remind you something that I am, first of all, a blogger, even though I have a lot of knowledge that is mainly coming from my own experience with skincare and also because I read a lot of scientific papers about skincare. I am not a medical doctor, I am a scientific doctor because I have a PhD in stem cell biology and also in immunology. That was two of my specialties, but I'm not medically trained to provide a diagnosis. And even though you want to look for advice coming from a dermatologist, keep in mind that even a dermatologist, an online dermatologist, I'm thinking about Dr. Sam Bending, for example, that cannot provide you with a proper diagnosis. And far too often, people misdiagnose themselves and they think that they have this skin pathology even though they don't, and it is something very different. So it's always very important to get a proper diagnosis to really know if you have acne or not. Current trend right now is about fungal acne. It is as if everybody has fungal acne, even though it is not a common disease compared to acne vulgaris that almost everybody had it in one point of their life. So this is something that is very different. Also, I want to remind you that if you have acne and you do have scars and you know that it is highly inflammatory and in the end you have scars, don't look any advice from me or from even an online dermatologist. Go straight away and see a professional because you do need to have proper medicine to prevent the formation of scarring. I will make in the future probably more videos about acne and one skincare routine you can incorporate with the medical treatments, because most of the time what happens is that you go to see our dermatologist, they prescribe you the proper medicine to tackle the acne, but most of the time they don't give you proper recommendation to have a proper cleansing routine and also to choose properly the good moisturizer for you, and therefore you end up with a lot of side effects and it is very hard to do the treatment because it is so damaging for the skin barrier. So I think I will make future videos about it, and tell me down below if you want me to talk about this. So at the end of this video, I will also share with you some really useful recommendation and types of product that you can definitely use in the routine that I'm going to propose you. So stay tuned until the end. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to see more of my content and also to see my beautiful dog, so Guabao. So what sometimes happens, and this is definitely something that happened to me, that you start to have your acne when you were a teenager. This is thanks to the glory of the sexual hormones that makes our glands in the pore to produce more sebum, and this is one of the trigger of acne. And then we have two scenarios. It completely disappears during your 20s, and in that case you are lucky, or like myself, you still have acne. It is less pronounced than when you were a teenager, and then you reach 30 and you still have those pimples. And the common scenario, especially with people who have suffered with a lot of acne and still has some in their 30s, is that for years and years they have literally abused their skin by choosing very harsh cleansers, lack of proper moisturizers, because when you have acne you have very phobic, I would say, about moisturizer because you think it will make your skin even greasier, so it leads to more problem. And my personal belief is that when you abuse your skin, especially with really harsh cleanser and with a proper lack of sun protection and also moisturizer, you just increase the sign of aging. So it's really important to find a balance of things, and Yes, obviously it is very important to tackle the acne, but it is also very important that you accept that your skin type is acne prone, and therefore this is not something that will be solved in a short period of time, and you will always be, at least for a certain period of years, acne prone like I am. I do know that every week I will get 1 or 2 pimple. I know that this is how my skin will react to things, and this is something that it is important to accept, because the strongest the treatment will be, also the strongest the side effects also will be, and you want to find a balance between the two. So no matter what your skin type is and also your skin issues, you just have to nail your skincare fundamentals. So first of all is to properly cleanse your skin, especially in the evening. Obviously I recommend on my channel double cleansing. The reason is because when you are using a water-based cleanser, an acidic one, it is therefore a very mild cleanser, and most of the time just by itself it won't be enough to cleanse your skin. However, if you combine it with the first step using an oil or a balm, you will be sure that your skin will be extra clean, but at the same time you will respect the biology of your skin, and you are not going to deprive your skin from its own, I would say, nutrients, aka the precious lipid, and also the natural moisturizing factors that we do have in our skin. The second step is obviously exfoliating the skin. This is such an important one, and here again you need to find the proper balance, because if you over exfoliate you are going to trigger far too much inflammation in your skin. From time to time this is good, but on the long run this is not something that you want to have. And also, if you don't exfoliate enough your skin, you will have a buildup of dead skin, which will lead to more acne, because this is why you are here, to also dull skin, and overall all the other active that you are going to add in your routine will be less efficient. The third step is of course moisturizing. This is one that is so important. If you are already familiar with my content, you will know that in my opinion the biggest issue for everyone with skin is dehydration. Either it is a very dry skin or dehydrated skin, but this is something that I always see even among the beauty community. So this is something that is so important, and I cannot stress enough how important it is to really deeply moisturize your skin, even when you have oily skin type. There's just different ways of how to do it. And last but not least, it is obviously protecting yourself from UVs, especially from UVB and UVA type 1. And UVA type 1, I remind you, are the most aging, so you do need a proper sunscreen. And again, if you are not new to my channel, you will know that I only recommend SPF 50+, because yes, there is a big difference between an SPF 50+ and an SPF of 30. The main difference is what we call the UV transmittance. Basically, you have twice as less UV that will go inside your skin with an SPF of 50+ compared to an SPF of 30. And just in terms of biology and aging, this is a huge difference. So this is something that is very important. So to tackle acne and anti-aging, the two big families of molecule that you need is first a good acid to exfoliate your skin, and of course some type of retinoids. The acid of choice that I find goes best with retinoids is azelaic acid. For no reason it is not that popular, even though azelaic acid is such a wonderful acid, because on top of exfoliating the skin, it has been demonstrated to be a fantastic acid to tackle acne, but it is also an anti-inflammatory one that goes beautifully with a retinoid, because what will happen with a retinoid, especially in the beginning when you are going to start to tolerate it, it will thin out the skin barrier, which translates into more inflammation. So this is a great idea to have, of course, an acid that will, I would say, balance the inflammation. Another thing that I love about azelaic acid is that it is a big acid, so it is a big AHA that will not be too powerful. And this again is important, because when you reach in your 30s, most of us have a bit more sensitive skin. It is less, I would say, coarse than when you are in your teenage years. And also you are going to use a retinoid that is going to speed up all the cell cycles in your epidermis, and therefore if you choose an acid that is far too strong, you are just going to irritate far too much your skin. So what I did with this routine and this is always something that you need to keep in mind, is that when you start to introduce any type of retinoid and also a very potent acid, you will need to have at least a solid month to 2 months to tolerate those new actives. So, which is why I have decided to split this routine in two. So the first part would be the phase 1, and when your skin will tolerate the new active, you can transition to the phase 2. And I invite you to go to my blog, where I have written all the routine for you, so it will be much easier to follow the different steps. So in the morning, the first thing, I usually do not recommend to cleanse your skin. A simple splash of water is more than enough. If you really have oily skin, especially on your T-zone, you can use a little bit of cleanser only on your T-zone, but try to use a minimum of it to not over irritate your skin. Then add a first layer of hydrating product in the form of a toner. I find that it is the most practical way. So I have a few to recommend you. So the first one is the Claire's. I've already talked about quite a bit on this channel. This is the Super Preparation Unscented Toner. This is very important that you choose the unscented one, because I remind you that acne is an inflammatory disease of the skin, so you do not want to add to the inflammation with unnecessary botanical extract and also fragrance from essential oils or just synthetic fragrance. And this one I like to recommend it for those of you who have oilier skin type. Another option that I love, and you can see that I've already out of it, and this one is definitely more targeted for those of you who have normal to dry skin type. This is the Fundamental Ampoule Mist, also from Claire's. This one is also fragrance-free and irritant-free. This one is also excellent and deeply hydrating. Another option is my beloved Adalabo the Premium Lotion, especially for those of you who have a drier skin type, or if you just don't want to bother with any hydrating serum to add another layer. This one will definitely do the job, and you can also layer several coats of it to really increase the hydrating power. Another option, which is a sort of dupe, but this is the Biogeneiki Premium Lotion. And don't worry, I'm going to link all the product down below. This one is also an excellent one. It also contains, if I remember correctly, 5 forms of hyaluronic acid. There is also hydrolyzed collagen. If I'm not mistaken, this one also is deeply hydrating. So the second step is to add another layer of hydrating product in a form of a serum, and I've already talked about this. The more that you are going to layer a product that contains a lot of humectants, the better, because it's really going to plump up your skin, and it's also going to help your skin to tolerate the active. So I have two to show you. The hyaluronic acid B5 from The Ordinary, or another one to consider that is also so beautiful is, of course, the one from Adalabo. This is the Essence, and this one also is deeply hydrating. And again, those two are perfume-free, irritant-free, so you don't have to worry with them. Now it's moisturizer. So again, I have a couple to show you. It is very difficult to find, I would say, a moisturizer that is completely acne safe, because it will really depend on your own skin type. For example, on myself, I can tolerate almost every single oil, even pure coconut oil. I can also tolerate lanolin oil. I have absolutely no problem with it. It doesn't clog my pores, it doesn't trigger acne. But however, certain sunscreen are going to break me out like crazy. But that might be completely different for you, which is why the moisturizer that I'm going to show you now don't contain any oils or ingredients that might be problematic, so most likely they will be suitable for you. So the first one is from Adalabo. This one is definitely more targeted for those of you who have a normal to oilier skin type, or if you just live in a really humid country. This is the Coco June cream. This one is also excellent, and again, it also have hyaluronic acid. It is lightweight, but at the same time it's very moisturizing. This one, I am a huge fan of it. Also, the texture is so lovely. This is one of those texture that is a gel cream that really transforms into an essence, and you have this really lightweight feel, despite the fact that it is deeply moisturizing, and also you can layer it like crazy when you really need this extra boost of moisturizing. of moisturizer. Another option that is great to consider, especially if you have more sensitive skin and you are really worried about the addition of the different active, is the Ultra Anti, the Barrier Renewal Complex. This one is such a beautiful formula. The main reason is because it does not contain any crazy ingredient, but it does contains the natural lipid that we already have in our skin barrier, like the Serums, for example. This one is a wonderful cream that will really like soothe your skin and shut down the inflammation. I highly recommend this one. Another one that I love, and I've also done a review on it, is simply the Flawless Moisturizer. So now there are two versions. This one is the first one, the richer one. For this routine, I would tend to recommend actually this one over the lighter version. I have never tried yet the lighter version, but this one especially at night could be a good moisturizer. And if you are living in the North Hemisphere, probably this one would be also better, because we are transitioning into the cool month of the year. This one is definitely more targeted for normal to drier skin type, I would say. Last but not least, I have two Korean moisturizers to show you. So the first one is this one. This is the Ultimate Nourishing Rice Overnight Spa Mask. I do not recommend to use it as a mask. You definitely can, but I recommend to use it as a moisturizer. This is a very simple moisturizer, but it is so efficient, and if I'm not mistaken, it also contains niacinamide, which is also a great active to consider when you are acne prone, and also to support your skin barrier. Another option is also this one, the Ultimate Moisturizing Honey. So you just need to be careful, because you have to be sure that you are not reactive to honey. But this one has a lighter version. This is also a gel, so if you are more into a gel, this one is also a good one to consider, especially if you have oilier skin type. Okay, so now let's look at the PM routine, so what you are going to do at night. So first is of course to have a proper cleansing routine, so a double cleansing routine. So let's start with an oil cleanser. So you don't have to worry that the oils is going to break you out, because I remind you that those products are not meant to stay on the skin. They are just meant to lift out all the impurity, the dead skin, also all the pollutants from the dead, the makeup, and especially the sunscreen filter. So one oil that I really love, and I'm almost out of it, is the DHC, the cleansing oil. You can also choose the one from Claire's that I'm also going to link down below. A very affordable one is the one from Adalabo that is also so beautiful. It is very lightweight, so it's very nice to give you a nice massage. Or you can also use a cleansing ball such as the one from Clinique, and that I also love to use, and I'm currently out of it. But Take the Day Off is also a beautiful option. After that, you do a very quick rinse, so you don't have to remove all the residue of oil, and you follow by an acidic water-based cleanser. So for today's video, I'm going to show you two, but you can definitely, there are now so many options. So one that is a French one from Avin that I really like, and is also very affordable, especially if you live in France. This is the 30’s, the NutriFluid Cleanser. This one is excellent. It's extremely mild. It will go very well with the other active, because it's not going to strip your skin. Another option is the one from Glow Recipe. This is the Blueberry Bounce Gentle Cleanser. I'm also out of it. This one is a beautiful one. It is also acidic. Both of them are containing perfumes, which is not a major issue for me, because this is not a leave-on product. So other option that you can consider if you want to have an even, I would say, safer formula is of course the one from Crave Beauty, the Matcha Hemp cleanser. This one is such a beautiful cleanser, and this is actually my favorite one. And by the way, remember that by using an acidic cleanser, you are keeping the pH of your skin very low, and therefore you are also protecting the flora of your skin. That is very important to balance the ratio between the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. So this is also a crucial point. So the second step is the same one as in the morning, is to use an hydrating toner. And what you can do in the evening is to actually choose a different toner and opt for one that is definitely richer, such as the Premium Lotion from Adalabo, for example. Because I do find that in the evening, this is really the moment that you want to go hard with hydrating product and also your moisturizer. Then you can also add another layer of the hydrating serum, but you don't necessarily have to. And after that, this is the moment to introduce a potent blend of actives. And my favorite one that I really want to recommend you for this specific routine is the Dr. Sam the Flawless Nightly Serum. And the reason is because it contains Gran Active that has some studies to show that it is a retinoid that do act on acne. And the second reason is because it contains 5% of azelaic acid and also niacinamide. And all of them, they have an anti-aging effect on the skin, but also an anti-acne activity, which is of course the purpose of this routine. Also, what I love about this one is that it is gentle enough to immediately start to use it every single day, and this will help you to transition to phase 2. So I want you to alternate the nightly serum with the azelaic acid. So the one that I'm showing you is the one from The Ordinary. This one is very affordable. I tell you, whatever the texture is not pretty at all because it is very silicone-y. If you want to have a better option, go for the one from Paula Choice, but this one is pretty pricey. And use the azelaic acid twice per week. So for example, every Wednesday evening and every Sunday evening. Don't do something like every Monday and every Tuesday. So just choose 2 separate evenings in your week and just stick to it. This is very important. And in the other evening, use the nightly serum. And do this routine for at least a month to 2 months. What could happen in the beginning is that you will have an increase of your acne, which is something that is absolutely normal. This is called the purging effect. Unfortunately, I don't have any solution to help you to cope with it. So just cross your fingers, bear with it, and wait for at least a month to 2 months. And when after at least a month that you feel that your skin tolerate perfectly those active, we can transition to phase 2. So I have 2 options for phase 2. I have the phase 2, the gentle version, I would say, and I have like the more hardcore version. And this is something that you will have to test on yourself to know what is the proper routine, but always start with the gentlest and then go to the hardest. Don't go directly to the hardest because it will be harder for you to manage the side effects. So in the morning, this is the same process. You first do a simple splash of water, you then use your hydrating toner, you follow by an hydrating serum. This is very important. And 3 times per week, you are going to use again the azelaic acid, and definitely for the morning, I recommend the one from Paula Choice. So don't go too crazy about it, just use a little bit and see how your skin feels and try to build your way up to every morning, and you see how your skin responds. So this is now your job to know what is the best frequency to use the acid in the morning, and then you follow by a thick layer of moisturizer and of course with sunscreen. In the evening, it will be also the same. So first you double cleanse your skin, you then use a toner. An hydrating serum would be best because now we are going to increase the concentration of active. And then you are still going to use the nightly serum, but this time every single night. And if you want to boost the effect of the nightly serum, I invite you to add a couple of drops of retinol. So if you want to have an amazing formula, choose the one from Paula Choice. This is the one that I was using previously in my routine. So the 1% retinol from Paula Choice is excellent. I'm also going to link it down below. Or you can also use the one from The Ordinary, which is far cheaper, and just use a couple of drops, but be careful because it's going to be super potent, and you are going to do this every single night. And then you follow by a lot of moisturizer. Definitely if you transition to phase 2, I would invite you to have a richer moisturizer at night to help you to tolerate the side effects. And again, see how your skin response. If you feel that your skin is far too inflamed after a month of doing this, just reduce the frequency of acid in the morning and of the nightly serum mixed with the retinol. So comment down below and tell me if you have any question regarding this routine. Don't forget to go and check my website to have the details of the routine. If you like this video, please thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to ring the bell to not miss any of my new videos, to see of course my new content and also my beautiful dog. His name is Guabao. You can also follow me on Instagram. I am Cyril Laurent. I have a lot of content here, and I thank you so much for watching me, and I will see you next time. Au revoir, bye bye.